Hello everyone. Last month while I was at the car boot sale, I was rummaging through a pretty large box of tools and other stuff, and right at the bottom I came across this here. Turns out it's an Abingdon, and I said to the guy, £1? He said yep. So I thought, great, this will make a good project, this will, because you can see it's not too bad. It looks like I could shine it up. Not too bad at all. Somebody's looked after this one. There's no rust on it at all. There's a bit of some old oil in there. However, when I got it home, I noticed just here it says war finish. I thought, that's interesting. And when you look at it, you can actually see the rough finish all over it. It's not been finished off at all properly. You know, normally it'd have nice smooth edges, but this is really coarsely ground where they've taken the forging marks off of it. Same at the top here as well. Abingdon, we have the part number here, just there's the part number. It runs okay, so you can probably see there's a little bit of oil in it somewhere. There's a little bit of oil just there. So somebody's tried to look after it. I guess it's probably, I don't know, somebody's grandfather's maybe at their shed or something, but it's not too bad. So basically I'm wondering what I'm going to be doing with this thing, because yeah, do I polish it up or do I just leave it as it is? I mean, it is absolutely filthy. Sure you can see some of the filth coming off here. So but I don't think I'm going to be giving it a polish up, but what I will do, I will strip it down and we'll get some heavy duty degreaser on it and we'll clean it up, so see what it looks like afterwards. Okay, let's get it stripped down, guys. Okay, that's the dynamic jaw off. Let's see what we got in here. God blimey. Right, there we go. Got the little roller and just a little flat spring in there. Right, you can see the oil somebody had on it. There's a little flat spring. There's no rust even on the little flat spring, look. No rust on this thing anywhere that I can see, just horrible filthy oil. Let's get it in the wash. Once again I have my no nonsense heavy duty degreaser here, in some hot water. Give it a stir about, and then we'll put all the little bits in. And see how messy we can make the water. Okay, so it's not that bad then, really. It's not all that dirty, as you can see. Apart from the jaw is a bit dirty, really filthy, but now it's got a lot of oil in it. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, a lot of crap in there as well, look. Look at that. Giving it a scrub with some Scotch-Brite here. And now the dirt's coming off of it. Okay, so it's really dirty down in here, in this hole here. So I'm having a job getting into. As you can see, there's a bit of crap in the bottom there. So what I'm going to try and do is spray some plus gas in there and see if that will flush it out. See if we can't pour it out then. There you go. Disgusting. Right, we'll get it in there one more time. Hopefully we can get it out again. There we go, that's a bit cleaner. Okay then, so the question remains then, how far do we take this? As I say, it is a war finish, so I would rather not polish it all up, but what I will do is I'll stick it on the wire wheel just to bring it up a little bit, but we don't want to polish it too much, I don't think, because you can see it's quite rough in its finish. I think I'll give it a wire brush up and then I'll see what I think. Then we'll carry on from there, I think, guys. Okay, so here we are post wire brushing. I think it looks a little bit better. It has got a little bit of a shine to it, as you can see. This side has got quite an interesting, like, marble finish to it, which I think is kind of interesting in itself. I think there's probably some, like sweat and what have you causing pitting just here, but there wasn't a lot of rust on it. There was some little, very fine amounts of rust all over it, but not a great deal. Nothing like my King Dick 6-inch that I did the other day. This came up rather nicely. I very carefully did the spring too. That came up all right. The thread came out, as you can see, very nicely on this. So you can still see the wartime finish on it. So I've not got rid of that at all, really. To be honest with you, I think this is how I'm going to be leaving it, to be fair, because it was a wartime finish and I'd rather not ruin that finish. So let's get a drop of oil on it and we'll get it back together again. Okay then, so here we have the war finish Abingdon 6-inch adjustable wrench, all cleaned up. That's as far as I'm going to take it, because I'd rather not finish this, ruin this wartime finish. You can't. I suppose I could have polished it up and really gone to town on it, but I think it would have taken too much away from the character. So what's it like? Well, it runs very smoothly now. Much nicer than it did before. It's quite a nice wrench. I suppose we ought to give it a go on the M24 nut and bolt. Here it is. Oh, it's a bit squeaky. This could do with some oil as well by the sounds of it. Let's get it on there. Will it still work after all these years, all these decades? Yeah, cool, blimey, yeah, this M24 nylock nut takes some doing. Cool, blimey, yeah. Still doing the business after all these decades, guys. Now with it saying war finish on here, I'm going to say this is from about somewhere maybe 1939, 1940 up to 1945 possibly. It might have been one of these that was made for civilian use at the time. You know, they'd been making other stuff for military contracts at the time. So that's what I'm going to say. This was for the civilian market, and that's why it's not finished so well. You know, something they could throw out quickly. While I was at the boot sale the other week, I did manage to find something else of interest. This thing here. I'm not sure what the make is because it's got no make on it at all. It looks like it's cast as well. Now whether it's cast iron I don't know, because you got little rounded bits in here. This is all nicely rounded off. Nicely rounded off in here, look, on both sides. The jaw doesn't really fit in too well, as you can see. It does have some what appear to be forging marks on the edge here. There's no spring in here either, it's just loose. I mean, it does work quite well, as you can see. It just needs a de-rusting. So I'm not sure whether this is like cast steel. It's quite heavy, cast steel or maybe cast iron, I'm not sure. It could have been forged, I suppose. It's definitely been machined out here. It's got some numbers just here, and they are, let's have a look, can we see that on there? Especially if we get it the right way up. Now I want to say it's 352, but it could be 852, but that's the only mark on this unusual wrench here. As you can see, this is a copy of my King Dick 6-inch wrench here. It's not made quite so well, I don't think. It hasn't got a spring and a washer in here at all. It just doesn't have the quality. Look how the jaws. Look at the difference in the jaws here, guys. It's pretty poorly matched up, but yeah. So there we have it then, guys. The Abingdon 6-inch war finish wrench. Cleaned up a little bit, not too much. I want to retain the character. Looks alright, doesn't it? I like this sort of marbly type finish here. So they obviously made no attempt to grind the sides here at all. The grinding on the edges here is pretty abysmal, as you can see. Yeah, I suppose the fit and finish isn't too bad on it at the moment. We've seen better, but yeah, for a wartime finish, not too bad at all. Alrighty guys, well I hope you enjoyed coming over and helping me out with this little restoration here. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at it. I certainly enjoyed my time sorting it out. It was a very interesting find on the boot sale as well. I didn't realise until I'd got home that it was war finish. You know, as you're sort of rushing around grabbing all the tools up, you sort of miss things like that, but it's an interesting find, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hope you pop by again, because I think I might do this one up next time. Give this a clean up, see what it's like. Alright then guys, well thanks for coming over, thanks for taking a look, and thank you very much for helping out. Your help was invaluable, so thank you very much for that one guys, and I'll catch you later then.
Oh.